Today I want to discuss losing everything or losing very significant things in your life and how I sort of overcame that type of scenario. It may be helpful to somebody out there who is going through it right now. This particular video might be very triggering for some people, so I ask that you please use your discretion when you watch. And also please note that I am not a professional, so please seek professional advice and resources for your particular situation. So as I said, I have been in a situation where I have lost absolutely everything. I lost my home, I lost my savings, I lost everything. The only thing that I had was my job, and it was contract, and even that was precarious. So if you are currently in a position where you have lost everything, I know what you're going through, and I know that it can be the most terrifying thing that you will ever go through in your life, besides losing somebody due to death. Losing everything is absolutely devastating. It feels like a bomb just dropped on you, and it feels very, very surreal. You cannot breathe, you're angry, you're sad, you're terrified, you're shell-shocked, and you may be experiencing all sorts of physiological effects as well. You might also be suffering all types of mental trauma because of this, and we're all wired differently. We all have different experiences, and so our coping mechanisms might be more developed or underdeveloped depending on the type of person you are and what you've experienced in life. But I want you to know that if you have it in you to change your mindset, to be prepared to work as hard as you've ever worked in your entire life, to be willing to accept help, to change how you operate, and to just say that this isn't going to beat you, and perhaps even find your spirituality. And if you're atheist, just believe that you are going to make your own luck, make your own opportunities, whatever it is that resonates with you. Then I can tell you that you will overcome this, and you won't only just overcome it, you might actually triumph over it. And this thing, even though it doesn't sound like it right now, this might be the best thing that ever happened to you. And it sounds crazy while you're going through it for somebody to say that, but I've been through it, and I can tell you that some of the most awful things that have happened to me have been the best gifts. So I guess let's get into it. Know that what you're going through is going to put your body into a state of flight or fight. And what you need to do is you need to get yourself into a position where you can get calm again and put yourself into a logical state. And it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to do, because right now you are completely overwhelmed. You might even be experiencing a range of emotions all at once. You might be numb, you might be incredulous. And so it's very, very important that you know right now that what you need to do is to put your body into a state of relaxation. And that is going to be incredibly hard to do. I know, because I went through it. So all of this is going to be the hardest thing that ever happens to you, and you really have to be willing to work at this. So put your body into a state of relaxation. So breathe, breathe, breathe deeply. There's a method where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and repeat. Keep doing it until you feel better. Go for a walk, go be out in nature. If you're somebody who likes to have hot showers and hot baths, go have one. Have plenty. And do anything and everything you can to just bring your body into a state of calm and relaxation and ground yourself, because it's going to help you get back into your head so you can think logically. So You should also be journaling. You can meditate, pray. If you are lucky enough to have a friend in this very moment, call your friend, vent. Venting is also very, very, very important. You need to find a way to let the steam out. If you can, and it's safe and it's not going to be a hazard or cause financial ruin or anything like that, go somewhere and break something. Punch a pillow, scream into a pillow, do what you need to do. You need to let it out, and then you need to ground your body so that you can get back into yourself and get clarity. Otherwise, you're going to stay foggy. Some of the things that might happen if you don't actually take the time to ground yourself and put yourself into a state of calm is you are going to spiral out of control. You will spiral out of control, and it's a very dangerous place to be when you're going through this. Very, very dangerous. You may also become very foggy. You might give up completely, and that's a dangerous place to be in. So do your best to find your clarity so that you can start thinking and create an action plan. Some of the other things that might happen as well is if you start to spiral, you might try to escape the situation. And that is one of the worst things you can do. It's going to make your journey so much harder, and it might cost you so much more, because believe me, things might be bad now, but they can always get worse. They can also get better, but they can get much worse. So do your best not to try to escape. When you try to escape, you might turn to drugs, alcohol, vice, you might turn to prostitution. You could end up homeless on the streets. You could die. Quite literally, you could give up your life. So you be careful, and you do not allow yourself to try to escape. It's a natural thing to want to, but do your best to get out of that mindset. Push those thoughts away. It's just going to block you from allowing you to move forward. And if you start going that way, and let's just say you are able to recover, you'll go, who knows how long it's going to be before you climb out of that hole. And you're going to have so many more issues, so much more baggage. You might feel shame. You might do things you'd never done, and then you're going to feel bad about it. It's going to be so much more difficult, and you really are risking ending up on the streets or ending up having an addiction. An addiction, it's going to cost you everything. Everything, your reputation. It is so expensive. You're going to lose your health. It messes with your spirituality. It's going to make you feel terrible. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do your best. It's so hard for you right now to think positively, but you're going to have to. And if you cannot think positively, then this is what I want you to do. You tell yourself that you are not a victim. You are victorious. You will not let this beat you. You will not give up. You are going to work as hard as you can to get out of this situation, and you will. Use your will and determination. Find the grit. Be prepared to work as hard as you've ever worked in your life. Be prepared to do anything, be anything. Adopt a curious mindset, because you're going to have to learn things and be genuinely interested in learning absolutely anything and everything. You're going to have to learn how to be strategic. You're going to have to completely change who you are. If you are someone, for example, who has always been shy, you better get out of that shell, because you are going to need to talk to people. You are going to need to connect with people to get out of this situation. You're going to have to update your resume. You're going to have to go and fight for the jobs that you want. You want something in life? You need to go out there, and you need to let people know you want it. You need to be seen. You need to invest in it. You need to let people know this is what you want and you're willing to do it. You might need to volunteer, and I know it's counterintuitive if you've just lost your job or you've lost your finances, but there's a strategy there, right? Go and volunteer. People are more likely to give you an opportunity, and you're more likely to meet people, good people, if you put yourself out there and do something that you're passionate about or good about, or help somebody. People will help you. They'll say, hey, that's a great person, they're invested, look how hard they work. Hey, do you need a job? Or maybe they'll talk to you and they'll realize, hey, you're just going through a really hard time. Actually, we have a position, or I know somebody. So you got to change how you think, you got to change how you behave, you got to come out of your shell, you got to change who you are. You need to be prepared to do everything. If you are someone who is not typically accustomed to wanting to take help, that is something you're going to have to change, because right now you're going to need help, and people will give it freely. And you're going to be surprised at the kinds of people that are going to come into your life during these very, very hard times. To me, it's miraculous. And it happens. They will come and they will help you. And some of these people will just come just for a moment while you need them. And then you'll never see them again, and they were little angels that just came by to help you. And others will come and they will become family. So that is actually a beautiful blessing that's going to come out of all of this. But you need to be able to accept help. I was somebody who could not fathom accepting help. I wanted to do everything by myself. I didn't want to owe anybody anything. I didn't want to be a burden to anybody. I felt like if I accepted help, that, you know, somehow that was shameful, that it made me weak. And it is such a terrible mindset to be having at that moment when you really do need help. And help will come. People want to help. There are good people in this world, and they will help freely. And they, you know what? It's only a little bit of help. Let me explain. The smallest amount of help, something that might be so insignificant, could become something very significant in the situation. For example, somebody might just help you by talking to a friend or talking to somebody that they know and giving you a recommendation, and that might get you a job. Somebody might come and say, hey, I know about these resources. You should go and apply. And it might help you out of your situation. Somebody might say, listen, you know what? I've got a room in my basement and a couch, and you're welcome to it until you're able to get back on your feet. It's such a small thing for that person to offer that to you, but to you, that's life-changing. So you need to be able to accept help. And especially if you're somebody who could never accept help, but on the flip side, you're incredibly generous and giving and kind. So, you know yourself that you would freely help anybody. So why shouldn't you be able to receive help too? So allow yourself to receive help. Allow yourself to ask for help. You need to toss pride and ego out the window right now. You have no pride and you have no ego to be concerned about. What you need to be concerned about is survival. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to let people know you're suffering a little bit, and it's okay to receive help. So please, if you're somebody like that, I just ask you to consider that for a moment, because it's really going to help you get out of the situation. And it's not that you need very much, because you're going to be able to do a lot of it yourself. And I honestly believe that, when you're willing to work hard and you have an open mindset, all kinds of things will change for you. You make your own luck. And that's more for that's in general, but I think that'll help more of an atheist. But really, if you're spiritual, and I really believe in God, and I really believe that God is listening. There's a whole host of things out there that are listening, that want to help us, that send us little miracles. And it's so sad though to think sometimes that it's always when things are tough that we turn to God. And I was thinking about this the other day, but maybe he designed it that way so that, or they or whoever, maybe God designed it that way so that when we're going through a hard time, and if we weren't believing or we needed proof, that he sends us the proof that we need to believe that they are there. So anyway, that was just a thought. And I can tell you that it's happened with me, that every time something has been incredibly terrifying or bad or misfortune or whatever, God has shown up for me in really strange, serendipitous, miraculous ways. So to me, I got all the proof that I needed, and I'll shout it from the rooftops. To me, there's something there, and God loves us and he wants to help us, or they want to help us. Take whatever resonates. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. But really try to open up your mind, try to work very, very hard, and you will create opportunities for yourself. So I think that that's imperative, and you just have to have sheer will. You have to say, absolutely not, this will not happen to me. I'm going to get out of this. Now, you also have to understand and change your mentality when it comes to material things. Now, of course, I'm not stupid. We all need money. We need money to survive. It's a very important thing. But in this particular situation that you're in, if you become fixated with everything you lost, you're going to spiral. It's going to hold you back. You might become bitter and angry. So I want you to just realize this. You were born into this world with nothing, and you will leave it the same way. So everything that you've lost, more than likely, you're going to recover everything back. I did. I recovered most of it anyway. Not all of it, but I've recovered a lot of it. I'm comfortable again. And you know what? There are some of you out there, I might be talking to the next millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, the next success stories. There are lots of people out there who have done amazing things with their lives, and in the same situation that you've been in right now, that you are in right now. So you can not only overcome this, you can thrive. And I can tell you that you will laugh again, that you will be safe again, that you will be stable again, that you will recover most of what you've lost, that you will live abundantly. And this probably sounds like hogwash, but it's not. It's a fact. You are going to change so much, and you are going to attract so much beauty that it's going to be such a gift, such a blessing. You're going to learn how to read people. You're going to learn how to survive. You're going to grow a thick hide. You are going to become smarter. You are going to attract wonderful people who actually genuinely care about you. You are going to learn things about yourself you never knew. And it's going to temper you. You are basically walking through the depths of hell right now. So you're either going to become a little demon, a little monster, or you're going to come out of there a friggin' warrior, an angel. It's going to make you more loving. It's going to make you kinder. It's going to teach you compassion. It's going to teach you about, developing your wit. You're going to become a lot smarter. You're just going to be so different, so incredibly different. Your life is going to be better in so many ways. One of the things I do want to talk about too is when we talk about people, I want you to remember every kindness as you go along this journey and honor it. Honor it all the days of your life. Pay it forward. Share it with others. Honor the people that have been kind to you. Appreciate it. And I want you to remember every slight. And I don't mean I want you to sit here and be vengeful and angry and bitter. No. And I don't want you to plot revenge. I want you to remember every slight and shut the door on those people. Some of you might be in a situation where somebody has put you in the situation, or people abandoned you, or they kicked you while you were down. And for people like that, I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're your relatives. I don't care if they're your friends. I don't care if, they might be able to give you something. They're in a position of authority, and it's not somebody that you're willing to cut ties with because, they didn't want to help you while you were down. What's the point of keeping them around? They're not going to help you for anything. And anybody who might offer you something or have something to give you when you're down and they're not doing it, those people, they want something back. They don't care about you, not in the slightest. So anybody who has slighted you, anybody who has betrayed you, kicked you while you were down, betrayed you, you shut that door on that person and you never, ever, ever let them back in, ever. Because if you are going to sit here and go through hell, quite literally, it is hell, and you're going to go on and become a beautiful person full of abundance and wonderful things, why should they benefit? They showed how ugly they are, and they should never, ever, ever interfere with you again. So I want you to really consider that. And I don't care how hard it is, it's something that is absolutely necessary, because they'll just betray you again. One of the things that really helped me as well when I sort of went through this was that I created a bit of a schedule for myself. You're going to be incredibly busy, and it's necessary. This is necessary for survival. You are going to have to do as much research as possible to find resources for whatever it is that you're experiencing. And you need to work on updating your resume, and you need to, go find these resources, and you need to, whatever it is that you need to do, you need to do it. So go and do your research. There's a big component for doing research. Go and do it. You need to block out time in as many increments as necessary for keeping your body in this relaxed state. So you need to find the time to, go meditate, go for your walk, go exercise, scream into the pillow, call a friend, vent, break some, whatever. You need to go and find the time to take a break. Whatever that break is to you, whether it's a more peaceful break, you need to have peaceful breaks, you must. But you also have to have venting sessions too. So you need to have a way to let out the sadness and the rage and the fear and all that, and then you need to come back and find a way to get grounded. These are very important things that you need to do, and it's not you being lazy, it's not you being procrastinating, nothing like that. These are very, very necessary things that you need to do for your mental health. So do them. Now, you may not have the money or the resources right now to seek professional help, and if you don't, and if you have no friends, get yourself a notebook, get yourself a pen. Write as much as you need to. Write letters to God, write letters to yourself, write letters, just write, let it all out. Write what you want, write what you're hoping for, write your fears down, write what you hope to achieve, what you hope to learn, write what you're grateful for, write everything. Do your best not to self-pity yourself too much either, because that is also a slippery slope. You don't want to be sitting here feeling sorry for yourself and then you're going to start spiraling. Don't allow that to happen. And honestly, if you are inclined, or if you are curious, go to church. Talk to your friends who are religious, who are spiritual. Talk to God. If you feel stupid, it's fine. You're all by yourself. Talk to God. It's okay. Go ahead and talk to yourself. Talk to yourself as if though somebody's right there, your best friend's right there. And I don't mean this to be strange or weird. I mean, it's not like you're hallucinating and imagining an imaginary friend, it's a very important thing to be able to hear what you're saying. Your soul needs a release. If you need to imagine that there's an angel there, or a friend there, or somebody that you used to love that isn't in your life anymore, and you need to talk to them, just imagine that they're there. I want you to consider as well your why. It's going to help propel you forward. If you have children or pets or a parent or somebody that relies on you, that needs you to pull through, if you have a dependent of some kind, it may feel like the biggest burden in this moment, but I assure you, that is your greatest gift. It is the power that you need to move forward. They are your why. You cannot fail. You cannot allow yourself to fall and stay down because these people, these pets, these whatever your reasons, they need you. And if you have the air in your lungs and you have the capacity to go out and work, then you have it in you to get out of the situation, and you have people relying on you. It's so important. That is your biggest blessing. That is your why. If you do not have anyone, you do not have a pet, you have nothing, you need to find your why. And you are your why. You are deserving of love. You are deserving of a good life. You are deserving of stability. You are deserving of all these things. You are here for a reason. And you might have a gift that you don't even know that you have yet, that you need to share with the world, or with just one person. You might be here to affect one person. And that person might be here to affect one person. And that person might be here to affect millions of people. And because of you, millions of people have been affected. And we don't even think about that. You might be here to save somebody's life yourself. So you owe it to yourself to get out of this situation. You owe it to yourself to love yourself, to believe in yourself, to be able to do this. And if you are somebody, for instance, that really loves animals, that always thought about getting a pet, you know what? It may not be a bad idea to go and get one, even though, I mean, that sounds crazy. You've lost everything. But to pour your love and affection into something right now might be exactly what you need to help you get out of your situation. And a pet is therapy. But do not do it if you don't have it in you to really take on that responsibility and to not give that animal all your love and all your affection and really pull through for them. Don't do that. But if you have it in you and you know that you're going to love them and do whatever it takes, they will be the best therapy. They will save your life, and they will be your why. So you could think about that. I want to tell you that sitting here after everything that I've been through, and I've been through it multiple times, once in the worst way possible, and then once a second time, less big than the first time. But the first time gave me so many tools to overcome the second time. So I can sit here now in my full strength, and I can tell you that life is great. Life is great. I'm back on my feet. I am surrounded by the most amazing people. These people are my family, and I love them with all my heart. And I would do anything for them, and I know that they would do anything for me. I have recovered almost everything. And I have never been so strong and confident in all my life. But let me tell you that you are going to attract and create a life for yourself based on what you believe. And it sounds so weird. Like when I hear it myself and I was going through all this, I thought it was hogwash. What do you mean? What do you mean? This just happened to me. How was I looking for it? Well, look. You're sitting here victimizing yourself, telling yourself you can't do it. How am I going to do it? Just tell yourself, I'm going to do it. And you will. And you will. If you sit here, oh, how am I going to do it? I can't do this. Why did this happen to me? Oh, why me? I can't do this. I give up. I cannot do this. Yes, you can. You can and you will. You just have to tell yourself you will. You have to be willing to work really, really hard. You have to do something every day. Every day. You cannot sit on your bum and do nothing. You need to get up every morning. Get up early. Work out. Make your bed. Have a good breakfast. Get on your computer. Start researching. Don't have a computer, go on your phone. Start researching. Go to your local library. Take your walk. Take your break. Go meditate. Come back. Look for work again. Go find places you might be interested in working. Go find places you might be interested in volunteering so that you can find work. Or just volunteer for the sake of it because it brings you something wonderful and you might meet people. You know, the government, even though they don't advertise it very well, there are programs available from the government, from your local, provincial, and federal government to help you get back on your feet. When people are doing well, it helps the economy. So the infrastructure is there. It's just it's not really well communicated or advertised, but it exists. You just need to go and look for it. You know, if you don't know where to start, go to your church. Go to a local church. Even if you're an atheist, go to a local church. People in churches have so much love to give, and they have so much charity, and they've got programs and resources to help their community, and they accept all kinds of people, all walks of life. They do not judge. Go to a local church or a mosque or whatever, you know, whatever's in the area. If you feel comfortable or based on your community or your background, walk into a place and ask if they have resources, if they can help you, because you're low on your luck. And I'm sure that you will find all kinds of beautiful things there. You will find community, you will find people, you will make friends. You might find groups where you can talk about the things that you've gone through. They might have, maybe they have a little group where, there's victims of whatever and they talk anonymously. They might have all kinds of things. They're very active in their community. It's a good place to go, and there is no judgment, and they're not going to try to convert you either. Or maybe some of them might, but they're there to help. Take advantage, go. And you might learn something about yourself, and you might actually love it. Failing that, I'm sure that there are other ways to go and get help. Maybe the community center might have something, or halfway houses might have resources. Just go and do a search. Go to your library. They offer internet there. Go there. You can use the computers and you can go and look things up. Just do what you need to do to go and get information. And once you have the information, act on it. Talk to everybody. Talk to everybody. And that will help you a lot. You just need to find it in you to put yourself out there, to find a new way of thinking. I know change is very hard for a lot of people, but this is one of the hardest things you're ever going to go through, and you have to change. You have to change how you operate. You have to change how you think. You have to change how you maneuver. You have to change everything. It's a complete restructuring, and it's absolutely necessary. The patterns that you have previously employed might be the same things that got you into this situation. And so it's very important that you change that you break it so that it doesn't happen again, or so that it doesn't keep you in this situation. So you need to think about that. For example, you might have had some very poor judgment. You might have, made some bad decisions. You might have been too trusting. You might have been naive. This is something you have to work on. You're going to have to learn how to read people as well. And when you learn how to read people, it's not necessarily about developing trust issues. It's about so much more than that. It's going to actually help you read the good and the bad, right? You'll start to learn what people's intentions are, and you'll start to learn how to go after what you want when somebody's really interested or invested in you. And it seems like they want to help you. For example, you want to go and get a job. You're going to go to this company, you've researched it, and you're like, you know what, this feels like a good place for me. And you're going to go there, and you're going to be seen. Go there, let them see you. Show that you're interested. Learn people's names. Strike up a conversation with somebody. Strike up an acquaintanceship with somebody. Let them see you there. Walk past there all the time. Let them know you want to be there. Let them know why you want to be there. Learn things about that company. Regurgitate the facts that you've learned so that they know you're interested. And you might just make somebody notice you. And if you're lucky enough to talk to the right person and they've noticed you, well then, they might just give you an opportunity. And if you're sitting there paying attention to the signs, it might give you a little bit of confidence. And that little bit of confidence is going to shine. It's going to make you shine. And they're going to pick up on that and be like, you know what? Yeah, you're great. I'm going to give you a chance. Why do you want to be here? Or maybe you'll meet the person and let's just say you've gone through a traumatic event at work. You've lost your job, and one of the reasons you lost your job, let's just hypothetical, you were working for a tyrant. Well, let's just say you go to this new place and you strike up a conversation, and now you recognize that you've just met another tyrant. Do you really want to go and work for somebody who's going to be awful to you again? No. So find something else. And talking about that, talking about finding different kinds of work, you might have sort of made a plan for yourself. You might have sort of relied on your experience. You might be trained at something. Let's say you were a teacher. You've been a teacher your entire life. That's all you know. And now you've lost everything and you're just not able to find another teaching position. It's not working. It's not happening for you. But let's just say that you've always had a passion for something else. Let's just say you were interested in, I don't know, let's just say you always thought about being, I don't know, let's say a bartender. Let's just say you always wanted to be a bartender. Now's the time to go and try. You've got nothing to lose. Nothing. Go do it. Or maybe you've got certain skills as a teacher and maybe you could go and become an author. And there are lots of things that you can do to go and generate income. There's a lot. You could go and teach English as a second language if you're very proficient. Go somewhere else. You can go and waitress and work in the hospitality industry. Those are good ways, and they are honest ways of making some money. And whatever it is that you do, though, be curious about it. Go into it with conviction. Really own it, even if it's just temporary. It's going to make the experience so much more rewarding. And really learn whatever it is that needs to be learned to make yourself the best that you can at that, because people are going to notice. Again, with the bartending thing, right? Let's just say you go into bartending and this isn't something you're really interested in doing, but you know what, it came up and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go and try and do it. And you do it. Well, you have to have customer service experience. You want people to come into your bar and you want them to have an experience. Life is hard. People want to come after work, after all the stress. They want to come, they want to decompress. They want to have an experience. They want to enjoy themselves. They want to laugh. They want to relax. They want to forget about all the stresses that they've got going on at home. It's your job as a bartender not only to serve that beer or that cocktail or whatever, but to allow somebody to feel welcome, to feel like you're listening. So you want to be able to be social, and you want to pick up on, maybe this person needs to vent. Maybe I could be an ear for them for a few minutes anyway, right? So you want to develop that part of yourself to make sure that you're providing proper customer service and really employ it, like really believe it, really give it. You want to make sure that you're doing everything that your managers are asking you to do, and you want to make sure that you're really there for your teammates, right? Everywhere that you go, really immerse yourself in the experience. Really become curious about everything that you do. It's going to give you a sense of pride. People are going to notice it. And it's fun. It's nice to learn new things. And it's nice to know, hey, I'm capable of doing this. I can tell you that being curious has given me an education far greater than anything I could ever imagine. I have a curious mind. I'm constantly, how does this work? Well, what is this? What is that? Well, why this? Why that? Read everything. Be excited about things. And along the way, you're going to craft yourself. It's going to be beautiful, and you're going to just pick up so many. I am almost an encyclopedia for useless information, and I love that about myself. And you know what? When I interact with people, I know a little bit about everything, or I've exposed myself enough to be like, oh, I'm aware of this, or I'm aware of that. And when you have a conversation with somebody, it's so fun. They're like, oh, okay, well, I'll explain more. I'll teach you. Okay, teach me. Let's talk about it. So, that will really serve you well when you move forward in your life. And it's going to be such a lovely gift. So, really put yourself out there. Get excited about things. Get curious about things. And it's going to be so incredibly rewarding. And it's just going to open so many doors for you. And you never know who you're going to meet along the way. I have a friend who has an absolutely serendipitous life. She's the type of person, she's just so happy-go-lucky, she's beautiful, she's strong, she's just lovely. She could go on a train and end up in first class just because of her beautiful personality. It's almost like she's just lucky. But it's not just that she's lucky, it's that when she interacts with people, she's so genuine and authentic, and she's so true and honest and lovely and sweet and smart, and she's so open to anything, and people pick up on that, and they just want to give her things. They just want to help her. She has had an incredibly interesting professional career just from meeting people. I sort of jumble the stories or whatever, but I think, there was once she was at a gas station, struck up a conversation with somebody, ended up working for this person, and she was making very good money doing a very impressive job. That's fantastic. Adopt that sort of mentality right now. I know right now it's going to be difficult, but you can work your way up to that. Just say you're going to do it. Say you're going to try. And you will. And you'll be fine. You'll be more than fine. Learn how to really love people. Learn how to really love yourself. You might be in this situation because you've been closed off to certain things, or you were fixated on the wrong things. And when you really, really genuinely learn how to love and how to be caring and compassionate and empathetic, the whole world is going to open up to you, because people can feel it, people can sense it, you're open to receiving it, you're open to giving it. When I go through the things that I go through, when bad things happen, because things, life is still going to happen, bad things are still going to happen, but the experiences that I've been through, one of the greatest gifts is not letting your light die. During all of this, back to the analogy of hell, you're going to be walking through the depths of hell, and you're going to shine bright, Don't let that light die. Shine that light for yourself, and you might be shining that light for some of the people that are actually in the depths with you that need your light. It's one of the strongest things that sorry, let me say it differently. I feel like it is such a great strength to still be kind, to still be loving, to still be beautiful and kind on the inside, and to express that outwardly when you've gone through a soul-crushing event. To still be gentle, to still be sensitive, and maybe even more so. That is such a gift. That is so strong. You know, sometimes people will look at people who are kind and sweet and caring and compassionate. They wear their heart on their sleeve. Maybe they cry at the drop of a hat. But you know what, to me, those are not weak people. Those might be some of the strongest people you will ever meet in your life. And they can survive things that nobody else can. Just because you don't cry, just because you act apathetic, that doesn't make you strong. That's not strength. It's not. Strength is being who you are and showing kindness and love in a sad, soul-crushing environment and still being that light. And there are people out there who want to extinguish it, either to bring you down to their level because they feel horrible and they're suffering and they want people to suffer with them, or they're sadistic and truly predatory, and there's something very, very wrong with them, and for them it's fun. There's no other reason to do it other than they just can and they enjoy it. And there are people out there like that. And you can still go and shine bright. They treat you like a lump of coal, but what you become is a diamond. And you sparkle for everybody. There's no greater strength than that. So when you're out there and you're meeting people who are kind and lovely and sweet, some of those people might have had some of the worst things happen to them, and they're kind and they're sweet because they never ever want someone to ever suffer what they've been through. And believe me, somebody who's kind and sweet, we know all about cruelty. We know we could be cruel too, but we would never ever do it. Never. I would never ever ever want someone to suffer the things that I've been through. And so I will never ever become cruel. I can be. I will not be. I choose to be better. Always. I cannot imagine hurting somebody. I don't want to. I want to uplift people. I want them to feel good when they're exposed to me. I'm very careful about who I let in. Absolutely. And I'm very happy to show you the door if you cross my boundaries. And if I get a sense about you, oh, I trust it. Now I'm not going to get involved with you. I don't like you. I don't want you around me. That's it. I don't have to be rude to you. I don't have to be cruel to you. I just don't need to interact with you. And if I need to put you in your place, I will. But I'd rather avoid it. It's a waste of my time and it's a waste of my energy. I would rather spend my time showing my love and appreciation to the people who deserve it, and even strangers. If somebody is hurting, if somebody needs a friend, I'll be there for them. I'll help them as best I can. And you know what? It would be so nice if you happen to come across this video. Perhaps you haven't gone through this situation, and you've sat here and you've listened to me talk. I think it's so important that we stop and we consider ourselves and how we behave, and just always choose to be a little bit kind, to anybody and everybody, and do it. It doesn't matter who's looking, just be kind. Show kindness to all people, because you never know, you might actually be somebody's salvation. You might be helping somebody in more ways than you could ever imagine. So just be kind. You might spark somebody to heal. Somebody was kind to me. Many people were kind to me when I was going through the things that I have gone through. And they helped me. They helped me get to the moments where I could catch my bearings. They saved my life. They changed my thoughts. They gave me hope. So be kind. I want you to know that you will overcome it if you're really willing. If you're willing to work hard, keep all the negativity out of your head. You will laugh again, you will dance again, you will feel safe again. You're going to learn so many beautiful things about yourself. You're going to meet so many wonderful people. You might even become spiritual if you're inclined. It's going to change your life in so many beautiful ways. You're going to live with so much abundance. And you know, yeah, money's important, but there are some things that are so much more important than money. You're going to learn to be grateful. That's one of the biggest gifts, to see beauty in all things and to be grateful. The littlest things to me are so important now. The sounds of the birds, you know, going for a walk, when I go for a walk, I love to pass these beautiful old trees, and I look up and I can see the sunshine shining through the leaves. And it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And it's such a small thing. You know, I've got cats, and when they purr, it's like, it's the best sound in the world. When my friends and my family call me just to say hello, hey, how are you? You good today? Nothing beats that. Somebody took the time to ask me how I was doing, because they love me. You start to look at everything a little bit different after you've been through some stuff. And to be in love with life and all the little things around you. Money cannot buy that. So don't worry about the money, it'll come. Don't worry about the things, they will come. Don't worry about the home, it will come. Don't worry about your partner. They will come. If you lost your kids, that's incredibly difficult. But it's imperative that you get back on your feet so you have a chance to win them back and have a relationship with them if they've been taken away from you. And you can do it. Just need to work your ass off, and you need to tell yourself, I am victorious. I am not a victim. I'm gonna get through this. There is no way I'm gonna let this beat me. No way. I'm not gonna let it happen. That's it. I'm doing this. I can do anything. I can be anything. I've got this. And allow people to help you and go and look for help. But really do make sure, really honestly, best thing you can do, you need to vent, and you need to put your body into a relaxed state so that you can find clarity and put yourself back into your head. You need to be logical, you need to be strategic, you need to be taking action. This isn't the time to be overthinking. This isn't the time to be, stuck in your feels. You need to be in your head. You need to try to find a way to get yourself to be calm. You need to ground yourself. You need to have a plan. You need to work at it. You need to do something every day. Every day you got to do something to change the situation. And you need to change your mindset about how you operate. You really have to do it. You can do those things. Your life will change and it's going to be amazing. And if it's not amazing, it'll be better. It'll be better. So long as you're doing something. Because the alternative is not appetizing. And it might be incredibly, incredibly dangerous. So just know that you're not alone. Others have gone through it. And we've made it through. And you can too. If you are going through this, my heart goes out to you. I know that you can do it. I think that's about it. Until next time.